Recently, surveillance cameras on the Bay Area rapid transit system have caught several crimes being committed. The BART system being a public entity, one would think the public would be entitled to view that video footage, right? Well, news outlets have requested that footage and been turned down flat. The reason? Quote, racial stereotypes. No, that's not a joke. BART responded to a journalist that, quote, to release these videos would create a high level of racially insensitive commentary toward the district, and, in addition, it would create a racial bias in the riders against minorities on the trains, unquote. And according to an internal BART memo, it would, quote, unfairly affect and characterize riders of color, leading to sweeping generalizations in media reports, unquote. And they refer to the crimes as petty crimes, which I'm sure makes the victims feel a lot better, and people who rely on the BART system to get to work feel much safer. The BART spokesman goes on to say, quote, if we were to regularly feed the news media video of crimes on our system that involve minority suspects, particularly when they are minors, we would certainly face questions as to why we were sensationalizing relatively minor crimes and perpetuating false stereotypes in the process. The spokesman went on to blame the media for sensationalizing the frequent crimes that occur on the BART system. If this sounds familiar to you, it should, because it's reminiscent of what happened with the Rotherham child rape scandal in England when police wouldn't fully investigate a rape grooming gang because it was committed by Pakistani men against white girls and would allegedly lead to racism or Islamophobia. And that, of course, led to the continued rape of hundreds of young girls, all with the claimed goal of, quote, preventing racism, unquote. Listen, if you've got one group or another that's a higher risk for X, whatever it is, you don't keep it secret, you announce it, and then try to deal with it as best you can. Over on Reddit, some of the more level-headed commenters weren't buying what BART was selling. Dusty, Lucky, and Ned said, video camera footage has a well-documented right-leaning bias and is known to be racist. I guess that's what BART is thinking. Stansby said, I wonder if the left would be cool with police using this excuse to not release footage. That's an insightful comment because it's been a huge battle to get cops to wear body cameras and to solidify our constitutional right to record police. But I guess when it's the wrong group committing the crimes or the cameras don't show what we want them to show, suddenly cameras are bad? My dog Pupsters says, so they don't want to show minorities routinely robbing people because that would suggest that minorities routinely rob people. That's interesting. So why aren't we allowed to view the taxpayer-funded evidence? It's not racist to actually state facts or present evidence. Or is it? Old Man Had Too Much Wine says, things like, quote, evidence, unquote, are a key culprit in the school-to-prison pipeline. That sounds like a joke, but apparently it's what some people actually believe. Zebid quotes that quotation I read earlier from the article and says, to release these might actually help identify the people who did these crimes. Is that part of why they don't want them released? Showing the perpetrators on the news or in newspapers will lead to tips to the police who can go arrest them. Instead, they're free to just do it again someday, confident now that the BART system will keep their identities secret, all for the purpose of virtue signaling. Merchin says, BART just needs to recruit Asian and white muggers. Balance it out. Don't give them any ideas. So, what do you think? Was BART correct to keep these videos censored from the public, who essentially paid for them with their tax money and whatnot? Or is it important that the public remain ignorant of the races of criminals for the purposes of preventing racism? Leave your comments below what you think. Subscribe and like this video if you want to see more videos on this and related issues, and thank you for watching.